Hey, what's up guys, Jed here. What can you drink when intermittent fasting? Good question. Let's talk about it. But before we get into the video, make sure you hit that subscribe button so that you stay up to date whenever I post a new video. So I'm going to be talking about what you can drink during your fasting window and your eating window. But before we get into all of that, I want you guys to think about this using a bit of common sense, because really this specific topic right here isn't that hard. And the reason I say that is because you're going to hear a lot of people on here tell you that there are specific things you can and should drink when intermittent fasting. But if you ask me, that doesn't matter. What does matter is when you decide to have that specific drink. Alright, so when I talk about specific things that you can drink, these aren't just drinks that I'm thinking about on the spot, but rather drinks that are mentioned coming from the website healthcanal.com. I already know a lot about these drinks mentioned, but in case you wanted to read more on it in your own time, and of course more in depth, I will leave a link to that website in the description below. Alright guys, so starting off with the first drink being water. I know this one is pretty obvious already, but you'd be surprised because water is one of those things that is overlooked, and a lot of people are thinking that they are staying hydrated or are drinking enough, when in reality they're not. I myself used to make that same mistake when I was first starting, because I used to think that drinking 2 or 3 cups of water a day was sufficient. But boy, let me tell you, I was wrong. You'll also hear people telling you that you need at least 8 cups of water a day, which is true. But realistically, you're going to need more than that, especially if you're someone who does some form of exercise. Even more so, you're going to need to hydrate a lot more. I think water has the #1 spot for a reason, obviously. So why is water important when intermittent fasting? Well, for one, it's been shown to help people lose weight, and 2, water doesn't have any calories at all, making it an acceptable drink to have during your fasting and eating window. So you really can't go wrong with water. The next one on our list is lemon water. Now, lemon water compared to normal water is a slight bit different. It's different in terms of calories, so when compared to normal water, lemon water can't be taken during your fasting window. There's a decent amount of research done on lemon water, claiming that it does not break a fast, and that it's okay to have during your fasting window. But I would have to disagree simply because of the fact that anything that has calories will always break a fast. You do not have to be a scientist to know that. But don't feel too bad, because if you're still in your eating window, you can definitely have some lemon water without any problems. I've also done a video on lemon water in the past, so if you haven't seen that already, I highly suggest you go and check that out. Alright, moving on to the next one on our list, which is apple cider vinegar, also known as ACV. Can you have ACV during your fasting window? The answer to that, unfortunately, is no, because ACV has calories. But that's not to say that you can't have ACV during your eating window. You can definitely have ACV when breaking your fast, or, of course, any time during your eating window. There's a ton of benefits to taking ACV, so just because I say you can't have it during your fasting window doesn't mean it's not beneficial for you. I've also made a video on ACV, so if you haven't seen that one yet, definitely go and give that video a watch. Moving on to the last thing on our list, and that is unsweetened tea or coffee. Now, both of these drinks you can definitely have during your fasting window and during your eating window. I used to drink tea all the time during my fasting window, as well as coffee, and they both definitely helped me push through my fast. The kind of tea I used to drink was oolong tea or green tea, and I just had regular coffee without any sugar. Now, if you decide to have one of these drinks during your fasting window, always make sure that they are unsweetened or have no sugar, so that they don't have any calories. Because as we all know, anything that is sweetened or has sugar most likely has calories and will just break your fast. And we don't want that, right? So make sure to keep that in mind when choosing to have one of these drinks during your fasting window. If you decide to have these drinks during your eating window, then having them sweetened or with sugar doesn't really matter and is acceptable. Just be sure not to go overboard. Alright, so there's actually 2 more on this list according to the website, but I won't be talking about those two since I don't find them to be as important as the ones I already talked about. But of course, if you want to read more on that, again, the link to the website will be in the description. That's all I gotta say about that. If you guys are interested in learning more about weight loss and intermittent fasting, be sure to check out my last video where I talk about which intermittent fasting schedule is the most effective. Alright guys, if you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't already, and tap that notification bell so that you never miss out on any future videos. Also, don't forget to leave a like and comment down below letting me know what's your favorite thing to drink when intermittent fasting. And with that said, I will see you guys next time.